Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, you know what it is. It's Friday. It is Friday, and on a Friday, you get the opportunity to meet me in the royal courts. Yes, you know what day it is. It is Royalty Talk. Friday, it's a Royalty Talk show, and this is what we do on a Friday. You grab your lunch, you grab your cup of tea, you invite a friend into the royal courts, and then you sit with me as we chat about everything pertaining to women, about our family, our friendship, our finances, our faith, and even about the fulfillment in life. So, I love it when you invite somebody. I love it when you tell everybody that we are on. I love it when you grab your cup of tea. And I love it when we have a guest. So, guess what? We have a guest speaker coming in, and we are going to dive in and talk about mental health. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. Go ahead, grab a friend, let them know that we are on, grab your lunch, your tea, and let us sit down in the royal courts for another episode of Royalty Talk Show.
Get ready for the RoyalTEA Talk Show with host Portia Basham, the podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. Whether you're just starting out in your career or raising a family, the RoyalTEA Talk Show has something for you. This is your opportunity for empowerment and affirmation. Get blessed with amazing stories from women of all walks of life who want to share their truths and victories and impact the lives of women everywhere. This is your cordial invitation to join us as we sip tea, chat, and empower each other on the RoyalTEA Talk Show and podcast with your host, Portia Basham.
Well, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon. And it is Friday. It is Friday. This is the time where we sit down in the royal courts with our cup of tea and we get to chat about everything that encompasses us women. So today it's no different, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to invite you to sit and to chat with us today, share the broadcast, let everybody know we're on, and to just relax. This week has been one of those weeks where everything has been just going fast and just blazing ahead. And sometimes we just need that little moment to sit down and to breathe, get ourselves together, think about what happened during the week, think about the ways we could correct it, think about ways we could make it better, and just give God thanks for the fact that there was air going through our lungs today. So, without further ado, allow me to introduce myself. I am your host, Lady Portia, and we are on the best podcast in the world, the RoyalTEA Talk Show. And I am your brand strategist, your business strategist, the best-selling co-author, international speaker, minister of the gospel, founder of She Ministries. She Ministries is an online community for leading ladies as yourself, where we come together, fellowship, and we get to learn how to balance life and business in the process. And I am super, super excited about today. Today, whilst we're talking about mental health. We get the opportunity to talk to our guest speaker, which is Coach Ashley Blanshaw, and she is the CEO of the I Am Determined Tour. And let me tell you, she's multifaceted because she is a songwriter, she is a coach and author, and many, many more things. But today we are going to talk about the importance of breaking the silence on mental health struggles. So grab your friend, let them know we're here, grab your tea, and I'm going to bring on our guest speaker as she come in and she tell us a little bit about herself and a fun fact in the process. So welcome, Coach Ashley. It is an honor to have you on here. Let me know if you could. There you go. You could see us. There you go. You are on. I am super excited. So what we're going to do, you're going to tell us a little bit about yourself first. Give us that fun fact, and then we're going to dive in. Because listen, I want to know the fun fact out of everything else. So tell us a little about yourself. Who are you?
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to come on and stuff. And I am somebody who is strong, that's empowered, that is invincible. All right, I am somebody that is motivated, believes in the Lord, have faith,
Man.
and that is an overcomer and that works hard and is passionate for what she does.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you? I think you're still there. So tell us a little fun fact of yourself, because I think we along the way it just delays a little, but you are still there with us, so that's okay. So give us the fun fact, Coach Ashley.
Well, the fun fact is that sometimes I have a day in the park. I swing on the swings. I listen to some music and just having some downtime. That's what I do.
You know what? Listen, somebody else will say that's all. No, but baby girl, that really brings the mind together. That sounds like a perfect me time at the end of the day. Just to sit down and to just enjoy what God has created, just be in your space, listen to some music, build you up. It takes you to a whole different level when you get that little quiet me time. So today we get the opportunity to chat with you about the importance of breaking the silence of mental health struggles. So my first question for you would be, what like what do you think is the biggest challenge that people face when it comes to even talking about mental health or even dealing with mental health? Why do you think it is important for us to actually pay attention to such a topic?
Well, because it's very important. Mental health is very important. And as we deal, with COVID-19 and this pandemic, it really took a toll of people's mental health, really, really totally. People had to work from home, social distancing, not be able to go out, visit loved ones on the holidays, not be able to, just go out and do what you want to do, that
Mhm.
much, anymore. And so it really, it really took a toll, and so much chaos. As we look on the news, there's so much chaos, happening. So ever since this pandemic, it really, 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 has affected. So we gotta have more conversations. We gotta talk more because it's really, really important, just like everything else.
That is so true. Um, when we look at mental health, and okay, so for example, everybody had an avenue to put their energy into before the pandemic. Everybody went off to work, everybody was doing stuff, just moving. No one spent that much time in the house under the same roof with everybody for such a long length of time. Everybody was coming together in the evening time. You talk for a little bit, you go to sleep, you get up, you move out. On a Saturday, you still talk, you're under the same roof, but then guess what? You don't spend all that time. The pandemic had us to spend time with each other and be in that space. And a lot of us could not deal with the fact that we were not as free to move and to shift as we wanted to, or to escape as we wanted to. So yes, I agree that really had a toll on a lot of people from a mental standpoint. People that put their energy in other ventures. A lot of people decided, hey, I could go to work and not be present, but you had no choice but to be present. So go ahead and tell us what your experience was within that time frame.
Well, I've been sharing my testimony and my story about the mental health challenges that I was dealing with. I was sharing how God broke those chains of a 22-year battle of mental health illness and a learning disability. I was speech problem and going through those two chains and dealing with that problem. I struggled, to have a great support system. I struggled, with self confidence. I struggled with self love. I struggled with self care.
Yes.
All right, I was going through a whole lot of bullying and a whole lot of teasing. I was rejected a lot. All right, I was dealing with bullies and naysayers, that kept on giving me broken promises, like saying that they're going to support me and encourage me, that end up, not following through. And so I end up, struggling with forgiveness. I end up struggling with trust. And so it was very, very difficult for me. I was going through a whole lot of negativities. But you know what? I realized that what everything I went through was nothing but a setback because God has a greater
Yes.
comeback for me. And now I'm healed. I am delivered, and Now I can share my story, my testimony to others to encourage others.
I like that. I do. One of the things that you said that is so profound is the fact that when you are at school, number one, you don't even know what's going on with your body, with you, and then to have people make fun of it, that really works on your psychic. It works on you mentally, because anything people do not understand, they make fun of. Anything people do not understand, they poke fingers at, and it takes a lot for you who's now trying to handle what's going on with you, and somebody else is putting on all the negative thoughts about it. Listen, it makes you feel so out of place. You start to want to just tell people off for the fun of the fact that they make fun of you. You understand? So I'm sorry you went through that, but I get it. I understand that. Virginia says mental health is such an important conversation and people are suffering in silence. Yes, people are suffering in silence. The Here's a good one for you. A lot of people always think that they always say, "Oh, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine." You can't be fine if somebody doesn't address the problem. You cannot be fine if somebody doesn't address the problem. So talk to us about how you overcame it more from a Christian standpoint. What were the stages you had to go through with God to get you onto the next level?
Took a whole lot of prayer, took a whole lot of having faith, it took a whole lot of reading scriptures. But basically,
Yes,
also, I talked about how my music and how God has given me the gift of singing, and how me, singing His songs and singing the songs of Zion and singing worship, praise and worship songs has helped me overcome, this. But it took a whole lot of big decisions that I had to make, like ending some relationships that wasn't good, walking away from, toxic, negative relationship that wasn't good. And so it was very difficult, but it took a whole lot of prayer to get me where I'm at today, and always know that the battle is not mine, it's the Lord. So it was very difficult at first, but I know now today.
that it was the good step to take. Yes, I could see that. Yeah. So our next question for you would be: what are some of the biggest misconceptions about mental health disorder?
The big misconceptions about mental health disorder is like it's a lot of side effects that also goes with it. As a good example about me, I struggle with depression, and then at the young age of 10, that's when I had my struggle with suicidal, and dealing with those two major things that really took a toll on me, really took effect on me. And then, dealing with the bullying and teasing, struggle with self confidence, struggle with self
Yes,
love, struggle with self care. It was difficult for me to be myself. So I accidentally, rebelled. And to be in a relationship that I should be in at the age of 12. I was going through a whole lot. I was doing everything to fit in the crowd to please them. But we got
yes.
to understand that rejection is going to come no matter what.
Mm.
It happens. It happens. We don't know why it happens, but it's up to us, as anointed men and women of God, that we got to keep on focusing on loving us, keep on focusing on doing the greater calling that God has placed over our life, and keep on speaking positive words over ourselves. And so that's what the misconceptions and what we need to do, all right, to get through that.
Yes. You know, I know you stopped speaking, but then the delay keep on talking. But one of the things I've noticed as well is we tend to hide the mental health issues behind Christianity. We just believe that we'll just pray it out. Yes, there is prayer. Yes, there is the Christian community for you, but also there is help. There, if you need the medical side of things, you need that counselor, you need that person to direct you in the right way. You need that counselor for you to speak about what's going on with you. I strongly believe people should really spend and invest in some form of counseling sessions, so that way it is not running around in your head. Because guess what, at 10 you were going through the suicide thoughts. Why? Because you had been there. You were being bullied. You were losing confidence. And sometimes you do that, you go for that secretly, because most of the time, sometimes the children don't tell the parents that they are going through that. And depending on the parent, when the child does say it, you turn around and they say to you, that'll be okay, just ignore them. But they don't realize the amount of pressure it puts on that young child from a mental standpoint.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me, do you recommend that they do counseling sessions?
Yeah, they should go see a therapist, do some counseling, go and find someone that's going to be able to help them and able to give them, show them love and show them encouragement and give them the guidance and the steps and the tools, okay, to help them overcome this. And see, with me, when people ask me about it, they sound like they wasn't interested. They sound like they didn't care or they didn't want to
Yeah.
know or something like that. So it was difficult for me to have that support system because they didn't
Yes.
even want to be bothered. But find someone
Yeah.
that can really help you. Find someone that can really, really talk to you, give you the steps and the tools, and
Yes.
also have the faith and also to pray with you because you're going to need
Yes.
that prayer war with you as well. So that's why I recommend.
I love that. I love that. Because let me tell you, in the African American household, they do not take that seriously. It's like that's one less thing for me to worry about. Child, you ain't have no stories going on with you. You'll be just fine. I was fine. Your mama Dan was fine. You'll be just fine. That's how they just brush that topic under the rug. But you can't do that anymore, because we see the ripple effects of it as you grow older. We see the ripple effects of it as you choose wrong decisions. You choose the wrong people to hang with. Because the sad thing is, if you as the parent don't give that listening ear, don't give that attention to the child that's going through it, they are going to start to go to the gang members. They are going to start to listen to somebody on the outside that they have no business being involved with, no business giving their ear to, going to go to them to start to talk. You wonder why people join the gangs. They always say they join the gangs for family. You came from a family to go here and get a family. You understand? They do such so, and it's only because the parent, or if they have any, doesn't stop and just give that honest listening ear. Choice of words, honest listening ear. I love that. That topic is deep today. So, ladies, come on, share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Thank you for all the loves and likes. Thank you so much for those who are joining. Yes. So we're going to continue with you. Now that we have just dabbled into the importance of it, the misconceptions of mental health, and what the challenges of talking about it is, let us dive a little into the three common mental health struggles that women face. And I'm looking at it from a woman's standpoint, because women wear so many hats. Hmm. Women wear so many hats in terms of being the mother, in terms of being the wife, in terms of being the friend, in terms of being the daughter, in terms of being the entrepreneur, in terms of being, the community helper. We wear so many hats, and we are always challenged, or I shouldn't even use the word challenge, but they expect us to be great at every one of the hats that we wear. Every one of the hats, we move one, we put one. Sometimes we have three of them all on the head at the same time, but they want us to be perfect. Whilst we quietly, at the end of the day, struggle with how do we show up great for this one, and show up great for this one, but show up great for ourselves in the process. So tell us, what are the three common mental health struggles that women face, and then give us tips as to how we could better cope with it.
And so, like I mentioned earlier, the same, so self love, self care, self confidence, self empowerment. Those four right there: self love, self care, self confidence, self empowerment. Sometimes, okay, when we have to like be the person that cares for everybody else, all right, and do
Mhm.
everything for everybody else, and make sure that everybody is straight, and make sure that everybody else is well taken care of. But where we're gonna have the time to do something for us, okay?
Yes.
When we're gonna have the time, okay, that we can put some time for ourselves aside to do something that we want. Okay, we busy, taking care of everybody else and make sure that everybody is well. But we're gonna have a time, all right, for us. And if we do take the time to do something for us, we could call selfish. Okay, we
Yes.
could call selfish that we're not caring, a lot. But no, it's not that. We're just taking some time to do something for us. Okay, this it's not a shame that if we want to treat ourselves out and do something that we want to do for a change. Yes, we got to show everybody love and encouragement. Yes, but we got to get to a place that we got to share. We got to show ourselves some self love and show ourselves some self encouragement and self love. It takes the time out to do something for us. So I want to encourage you: do something for you. Don't be ashamed of it. Just do something for you. If you want to go out, take a little bit mini vacation, or go and treat yourself out to lunch or to dinner
Come
at a
on.
restaurant or something, or hang out with your friends, do it.
Yes. Okay, there. I think that the delay. But yes, I agree. We need to take the moment for self-care. And sometimes it's so easy to say it. It is so easy to say we need self-care because we are worried about the fact that we would look selfish. We're worried about the fact that what would people think? Oh my God, maybe they think I don't love my children, or maybe they think I don't love my family because I need to take a minute away. No, I always say, I always use that analogy from when you're in the plane. The first thing they say, parents, you put that guard for yourself first. And then you put on your children. Because if you hustle and put it on the children and then you pass out with no oxygen, then what good are you to the children if you're not there? So, yes, we do. As women, we need to take the time to pour into ourselves. We need to take the time to rest the body that God has given to us. We need to take the time for even our mental state. I remember when my kids were babies, and I'm not used to being home away from work, and I am home. When my husband comes in my mind, all I want to do is to talk about anything but the babies. Let's just talk about adult stuff. Let's just give me that space where I could hear what goes on in the world, other than just all I do is talk about babies. It's not that I didn't love my babies. It's just that I needed that avenue to be more adult, to adult all my way through it. So yes, I love that. I love that. Now you've given us the tips as to how to cope. Could you tell us what are the three common mental health struggles that we struggle with?
Depression,
Oh,
suicidal, and addiction.
yes,
Those are the main three that
yes,
we struggle with mostly for mental health. And so my tips is to, gotta have yourself, you gotta move yourself from negative toxic energy. That means
yes.
breaking away from relationships, all right, from people, that's giving you negative toxic energy. All right. Keep on reading the Bible, keep on reading your scriptures, keep on showing yourself self-love and self-encouragement, self-care, and all right, keep on focusing on loving you and keep on being the best you. And that's my tips and
Hmm.
stuff.
I love it. I love it. But listen, this topic alone could be a heavy topic. We could go through with this topic all day long because it all boils down to how we show up. And sometimes we need to show up and know that we need therapy. We need to talk about the things that had us, how do you call that, all those negative thoughts, we need to talk to somebody about it. You can't just keep it up inside of there because it's going to blow up. So you need to talk to somebody about it. That's number one. Number two, I like the fact that you said we need to know that if your environment does not suit you to be better, then you need to change your environment, change the people around. If they are not pouring health into you, if they're not pouring positive speech into you, if they're not building you up, you need to change your environment completely. Because depression, let me tell you, secret depression is a dangerous thing. You show up and you all that, and then in the back, as soon as the doors close, you are down. That's a dangerous one because nobody knows it exists. Nobody knows it exists. So thank you so much for sharing that. Listen, whew, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your story because your story is you're not alone in that. There are many, many people who were bullied when they were younger. And to this day, it still scars them because they never spoke about it, because they never dealt with it. So thank you for sharing your story. Thank you so much. Well, ladies, today I had the pleasure of sitting down and chatting with Coach Ashley. Coach Ashley, thank you so much. This comes to the end of our episode. You know what we do on a Friday. We come in and we just spend that little time with you over lunch and a cup of tea, and we just chat about the things that pertain to us. And mental health really and truly is one of the major topics when it comes to even losing a family member. We stray, our minds go. When you after you have babies, your mind strays away because now you're dealing with all those different emotions, the things that happened to you when you were younger that you never spoke about. That also is contributes to your mental health. So your mental health is very important as you evolve into the woman of God that God's called you to be. So, Coach Ashley, I am super excited that we have you on. Thank you so much. So, I pray that this episode was beneficial to everyone. Listen, go ahead, share the broadcast. Let everybody know that Coach Ashley was on the RoyalTEA Talk show and we spoke about mental health. So, before I pull you off the stage, Coach Ashley, tell us how the audience could connect with you.
They connect with me here on social media, on Facebook at Ashley Blanshaw, my business page, all right, at Coach Ashley Katisha Blanshaw. They can follow me on Instagram, same thing, my personal page at Coach Ashley Blanshaw, my business page at I am Ashley Blanshaw, my Twitter page at I am Miss Ashley. They can get my music on United Masters, Spotify, YouTube, my books on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple iBooks, and stuff like that. All right, and especially my best-selling anthology, The Jane Franklin Experience. I have three collaboration book opportunities that I'm doing with my anthology, and so if they want more of it, please they can contact me. They can DM me. Totally excited to connect with all of you. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yes. I learned of her anthology. It's a beautiful book. So Ashley, could you just tell us again how to connect with you for that anthology? Because I know the ladies would love to connect with you for your anthology.
Okay, so this is volume one of my anthology is best selling on Amazon. Volume two will be released in December, all right, 31st. So stay tuned out for that. All right, but I have three collaboration book opportunities that are happening with this anthology. I'm telling you, God is taking this anthology by storm. All right, so if you want more, they can DM me, message me, and contact me. Totally excited to give you guys more information about this book. Excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach Ashley. We appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us about mental health in terms of women. It is an honor to have you. So, ladies, we send kisses to Coach Ashley. Thank you so much, and we will see Coach Ashley on social media while she talk about her anthology. Thank you so much, Coach Ashley. So this has come to an end, our episode for today. We got the opportunity to talk to Coach Ashley about the importance of breaking the silence on mental health struggles. Mental health struggles, I believe it affects everybody, some shape, some form, in regards to your family, friends, and even yourself. So make sure, if you haven't listened to the full episode for today, you do that. And just out of caring, if you know that you're struggling with something that the mere family member cannot assist you with, get some time and maybe look for a therapist. Get some time and maybe speak with a pastor, speak with a counselor. It is better to speak with somebody than to just let whatever it is that's going on with you to fester. Okay, so I would like to say thank you. I'm sorry, my dog is in the background saying hello. Zoe always says hello. So I want to just thank you for the opportunity to get your ears today. You know what we do on a Friday. It is RoyalTEA Talk Show. So go ahead and make sure you share the broadcast. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure you go ahead and leave a review. Yes, listen, Zoe is determined to fit herself into the show somehow or the other. So I am going to wrap it up with that much being said. So go ahead, have a blessed day. As anything else, I am Lady Portia Basham. Don't forget, you are saved, highly favored, and you are who God's called you to be. Be blessed, and we will see you next week, Friday, for another episode of RoyalTEA Talk Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the RoyalTEA Talk Show with your host, Portia Basham, the talk show and podcast designed for women who are looking to be inspired, motivated, and encouraged. We pray today's show was a blessing to you. Remember to tune in next time for your regular dose of encouragement and affirmation, so you can hear from other amazing women from all walks of life who share their stories and advice on everything from personal growth to living their dreams. So until next time, we look forward to seeing you to sip some tea, chat, and empower